Hello, this is Ben Zumeta from Old Growth Edible Landscapes. I'll be teaching a Permaculture Workshop Series. First one is down at the Crescent City Food Forest on April 4th from noon to 2. Second one will be April 18th at the Crescent City Food Forest again. And those will be an introduction and then a salvaging of woody debris focus workshops respectively, number 1 and 2. The third will be one on fire management and using shaded fuel breaks to protect your home and the byproducts of the woody debris for biochar. And the fourth workshop will be on using that same woody debris and other techniques for water retention and watershed restoration, which of course goes hand in hand with fire mitigation. It has been a relatively dry year in much of the West, and it's been the same here, even though we have gotten about 75% of our normal 100-inch rainfall. It's come all in probably within 3 weeks span over the last winter. It's late March right now. So these water retention features like this retention basin, and then also holding as much water as I can. Those two smaller IBC totes covered with what look like tracksuits are for actually protecting the tanks themselves in the event of a fire, as well as circulating water and creating water for a set of spigots down the hillside for irrigating these trees, chestnuts that I've planted, and for other fire mitigation, and the composting or permacompost system we have. This is showing some of the shaded fuel break work. Basically in the background is how it looked before, maybe 30 yards away, 30 to 50 yards away. And we thinned it. Basically didn't take out any healthy large trees, only and basically tried to save the largest and most diverse array of plants we could, while keeping any understory mosaic we could as well. Kind of mimicking a grazing event, which would be an interesting way to try the next round when things do grow back. So walking down into my food forest area, there's a pond over to the right. I have to call my dog. Hey, Sai. Yo, bud. It's the powerhouse to the left for our solar off-grid system. So this will function as a tour for the family. Sai, yo. There he comes. So it's been very stark, the way that zones have just shown themselves to play out. Places where I naturally, easily can maintain on a daily basis are growing great. Things I can only visit once a month, and which were not a priority during the 2023 fires, didn't do so well for a month where there's some 100-degree events and other uses of water, of scarce water that I had in mind. It's Willie, Sweet Wilson. He's been the best partner in permaculture you could ask for. If you keep them safe from cars and roads and people with guns, they will keep everything you care about safe pretty intuitively. This is our chicken run. We try to free range him when we can, but he's still, we're not 100% sure about him with them, and we get a lot of hawks around here. So we have sweet cherry, nectarine, Asian pear, a plum. I actually need a top graft, some apples in the background, Rainier cherry, blueberries in the bed behind it, past the driveway, a peach here in the foreground, lots of tree collards and mixed herbs, fennel, which is actually a bulbing fennel that makes great pesto and soups. As we keep going around, feijoa and loquat and raspberries. There's raspberries over on the north slope as well. Really, Caroline has been the best producer and really good. Several other varieties we have that are nice, but just don't have the same like 2-season production period. Those Carolines produce for between really early June, late May, and all the way through into fall, with just a short period in this midsummer. And we have Marion berries down there. Very happy. Lavender. Lots of garlic. Garlic in those raised beds. In the foreground here, these are hardy, well, that's a fuzzy kiwi. And then there's some hardy kiwis in this bed here. And there's a male hardy kiwi up along one of the pine trees in the background there. So this basin here has been dug to catch water off the house that runs through the gravel pathways. You want to have it a good 6 feet away from the house, and decks with gravel and non-flammable materials. So that catches and slows down and conducts water down into these basins here. This is about the low point, and it floods most of these pathways. And only in one event, where we had about 5 inches in a couple hours, has it really tested the overflow sills, which are really double as driveway. And all that did was move some gravel. It didn't cause any real problems. This tree also, man, it's vigorous. I have not been able to successfully graft apricots onto it, so I'm going to try a plum this year. Then just across the driveway, the happiest trees are seedlings from apple mash that we'll test the fruit and then graft over if we don't like it. And you can just see the increasingly more difficult soil and less ease in building soil, moving compost and wood chips or anything else. Really, there's even a line where you can tell where I switched to a second hose run to get the irrigation line, because this is largely bedrock that we've just been working on turning into a food forest. Well, I mean, it's bedrock with some gravel on it and some clay. This pomegranate is, I think it's turning a corner. It's been slow to get started. But some of these trees, that is one of the healthier trees down further away, but some of these trees are planted at the same time as the large ones I just walked by. And I've gotten, good amount of compost extract, compost teas, and some of them are starting to turn a corner a bit, but you just got to be patient. And I do think I was pushing the succession capabilities of the soil, and I think if I were to plant trees today, and I have actually been planting seeds, I think there's a good chance they'll overtake these 40 or 3 to 4 year old transplant or grafted trees fairly quickly. Some marionberries. This is over here is where I've been growing seedling trees and grafted, or been rooting cuttings of grapes and kiwis and figs. And I'm down to the last few dozen chestnuts and hazelnuts that I seeded. I've planted out. Also we'll have some to plant at the Crescent City Food Forest for the first workshop on the 4th of April. The blueberry bed catches water runoff from this area. And it's been interesting, this tuft over here, tuft in the straight ahead, it's arisen just since we put this chicken coop in. And well, I think you can do the math. Oh, this is Zumeta, old growth edible landscapes. I'll be teaching a workshop series from April, first on April 4th, an introduction to permaculture. We'll be planting seeds and trees as practical ways to start your own ecological and in many ways, it's a great way to build human community. The second workshop, April 18th, will be Salvaging Abundance, about using woody debris both for soil building, watershed restoration, diversion from wildfire risk, as well as a metaphor for the way that you can take a potential pollutant and turn it into a benefit to human habitat and everything else. Then the third series in the series will be a shaded fuel break and biochar burn on May 9th with the Fire Safe Council of Delaware County. Some great guys who will be a really beneficial resource to get tapped into for your own property and help with doing this work. And then the fourth will be watershed restoration, being the beaver that we wish to see in the world. And that'll be on May 16th. So I hope you're having a great spring, and hope to see you at one of the workshops or all of them. Take care.